Hey everybody, Joel Norton, and today I am reviewing Spirits, Nothing More's sixth studio album, and this came out October 14th in 2022. Um, I have been following this band off and on since their first album. I went to a show with my buddy after the first album came out, and they were absolutely awesome live. It was funny because their equipment had gotten wet and they still somehow pulled off a kind of a fun little mini show. But the second time I saw them, they tore things up. Their equipment didn't have any issues. But if I remember right, it was on a side stage at Rock on the Range, and it was raining, and that's why their equipment had issues that first time I saw them. But regardless, both times they impressed me, and especially the first time, just the willingness to get through a set with half your equipment not working. I respect it. I respect it. So diving into Spirits, it's definitely a different album for them. It still sounds like nothing more to me, but it's definitely changed from what their original sound was. But I like the progression, and for me, this album was really well produced, and it was catchy enough that it would get stuck in your head. Some of the songs would get stuck in your head, but it was not too much that it was pure radio rock. There's a few songs on here that were radio rock for sure, like "You Don't Know What Love Means," but still, this album overall was pretty solid. So, starting off with the first track, you have "Turn It Up Like Stand in the Fire," and this one touches. It's vicious. It has a nice like little build up, and then when it hits, it's uh it's it's bopping. I would love to see this one live, and I really like the theme. I don't think the lyrics have a lot of depth, but the theme of the lyrics I really dig, and it's kind of that your friends as it's for my generation. I think it's relatable because you've seen your friends pre-internet and after internet, and the media has done its thing, and it definitely seems like it has negative effects on certain people. So I could absolutely connect with this song. I like the intensity of it. The production was good. Next one is Tired of Winning, which Tired of Winning starts off with a nice kind of Rage Against the Machine esque like twang to the beat and the instrumental, and that kind of builds up. And then when his vocals hit, it's kind of funny because if you really listen to it, it feels like the vocals and the instrumental shouldn't work together just because his voice is kind of lacking an attitude, which you would kind of feel would meet the instrumental's energy. But I really like the uniqueness of that. It just doesn't seem like it works, but it's working. Um, so that was nice. I really enjoyed "Tired of Winning." Um, "Ships in the Night." It was okay in my opinion. A little bit more of the radio rock style, and there's a lot of talking in it, which always kind of irritates me in songs. I mean, sometimes it works for me, but on that's kind of my OCD with music, where it has like talking bits in it, or like a radio host talking, or a TV clip or a speech or something. It just I don't know. Typically, I don't want to hear that in my casual listening, so it's gonna fall a little short for me. But still, this was around average. Uh, do you know what love means? This is a radio track for sure, but damn it if I don't love it. It's really catchy. Um, yeah, I enjoy this one a lot. It's a great tune. It's the vocals really shine. It has an awesome melody. I like it. I like it. Don't look back. This was I don't know. This one was probably the stinker on the album for me, and still, this is in the average range for me. It wasn't good. It wasn't really bad. It is what it is. The other F word, that one I really enjoyed as well. almost as much as Turn It Up and Tired of Winning. For the other F word, I enjoy the lyrics of it and the rhythm of his vocals kind of over that instrumental. The instrumental is a little more intense. Again, a lot of the instrumentals on this album, I think, are kind of like this, where it's like a little more intense than the vocals actually are, and the vocals kind of have like a little bit of that radio rock feel, where the instrumentals are just a smidge bit heavier. Um, but the theme of the lyrics I thought was really really cool. Uh, Kind of touching on what talking about trust, and I really like that. Call out the fake. And then there's kind of a gap here where the songs kind of fell a little flat for me, and they're very much in the average range. Face It, Deja Vu, Dream with Me, Neverland. I felt they were okay, um, but nothing special, and they really just they didn't do it for me. Best Times, while I don't think it's a great track. I think it is a good track. I enjoyed that one. And then I think the album ends strong with Valhalla, Too Young to See, and Spirits. Both of those I really liked. All in all, I really liked the production of this album. I do think it was a little radio rockish at times, especially comparatively to some of the other Nothing More albums that I've heard. Um, I'm going to go with a 6.9 out of 10 for me. It's still a really solid album. I have several songs kind of currently in my rotation: Turn It Up, Stand in the Fire, Tired of Winning, You Don't Know What Love Means, The Other F Word, Best Times, Valhalla, Too Young to See, and Spirits. Really enjoyed those songs, and those are kind of in my constant rotation off this album. Um, yeah, so this is definitely not a bad album by any means, and I'd give it a 1.9 over average. Um, yeah, I don't think it was a takeaway from them at all. I really enjoy this album, and curious to see what they come out with next. I definitely want to see these guys again. Guys, if you enjoyed my review for Spirits by Nothing More, do me a favor, hit like, subscribe, come join the community, have a little fun. Um, and if you're enjoying these album reviews, make sure you drop a comment. Let us know how you feel about them. Peace.